Hello, friends. Welcome to Scrap Your Stash. My name is Pam Morin, and I am a Creative Memories advisor. And I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. I am pre recording tonight's episode because as you're watching this, I am up at the Golden Eagle Christian Center setting up for our weekend retreat. So I wanted to be sure and get this out to you guys on Wednesday night. Um, and I knew that I would not be able to do that tomorrow night. Sorry, my phone's not plugged in. I have to make sure that's plugged in. Otherwise, it may just die on us while we're trying to create. Okay. So anyway, I am so happy to be here with you guys tonight. I just loaded my car, so I'm a big sweaty mess. I know that's TMI, but that's why I'm just a little shiny right now. And you could not fit one more thing in my car. And unfortunately, I have about 10 more things I need to fit in my car. So it's all going to work out just fine. It's going to be fine. I will get everything up there just like I do every other time. But it's always fun to try and get everything in the car. It's very much like Tetris, trying to fit everything in. But I've done it so many times now. I have a system, and I can fit a whole lot of boxes, whole lot of Creative Memories boxes in my car. So I'm excited for this weekend. I can't wait to see you guys. We're going to have lots of fun. And for those of you who are not in the area and not attending this weekend's crop, can't wait to see you all on September the 12th. That is our next Friday night virtual crop. We are going to have so much fun because that is the Creative Memories virtual crop, and I always love making sketches with you guys. So join us on the 12th of September right here. Put it on your calendars, and we crop from 6:30 to 10 in my Zoom room. And if you need that registration, let me show that to you right here. Get your phone and hover your camera over this QR code. And then a little yellow link will show up at the bottom of the camera space there. And you can just click that link. And really all I need is your name and email. And then Zoom will email you the meeting link. I do this because it's a little added extra security. We've had some people that join that aren't supposed to be or aren't there for the good purposes to scrapbook with us. So we don't want them joining with us. We just want all of you guys that are scrapbooking. So I just have this registration. It is a free crop, so there's no payment due. And we just get on and have a great time together. Please reach out to me on Friday if you have any issues joining. I'm going to have my iPad down here with me, and that will help me to talk with those people who may be having trouble joining the Zoom, and I can hopefully help you get to the right place. So I can't wait to see you. It's going to be lots of fun, and I love our virtual crops together. It's so fun to sit in our scrapping rooms, not have to pack anything up, not to have to cram our cars full of stuff like my car is right now. It's so fun to just sit in our spaces and have everything around us that we love, and we have the people on the Zoom that we love to crop with. So come and join us. One more thing before we get started playing with this fun die cutting machine. Don't forget that free shipping is going on right now through Friday the 5th, this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you have until Friday to place an order and get free shipping. It does have to be a $100 order, but it's a great time to stock up on those things that are on your wish list. It's a great time to grab maybe some picture prints. Look at all these pictures I have behind me that I need to crop from my vacation. Look at all of those. I can't remember how many that is, if that's 800 pictures, but it's a great time to order your next set of pictures and get free shipping, just all the things that you've been wanting. Maybe some of the new product, the fall products, the Croptoberfest products, all of those items are still out there and still available. So, oh, and the Golden Harvest, I keep saying Golden Harvest, and I don't think that's right. Grateful Harvest is still available, and it's still the discounted price. You know, when a collection first launches, it is 10% off when you buy the buy it all bundle. So you can still get that 10% until Friday at 1 p.m. So another great thing to add to your cart and get free shipping on top of that. All right, ladies, let's get to it. I want to show you and talk to you about this fun machine that I have sitting here on my table. So I'm going to turn my table camera on and turn this camera off. There we go. Here's my table. So I think we have talked before about the advisor vote boxes. I went live, I think it was last week, and talked to you about this machine and showed it to you. I showed you everything that you get in the bundle, and we talked about what the advisor vote box is. So Creative Memories started this year. I think we've had 2 vote boxes, 2 or 3. 3. We've had 3 vote boxes this year. And they want us to take a look at products that they are thinking about putting into the product line, adding to the product line. But they want to get our opinion on them first. And this little guy here, this little die cutting machine, is one of those products. This is the latest advisor vote box. We got this... I think it was last week we got this, or I got it. My shipment arrived on last Thursday. So, and I haven't had a chance to play with it. So I'm playing with it tonight with you guys for the first time. So we have the opportunity, Creative Memories Advisor, level 4 and 5 advisors have the opportunity to purchase these advisor vote boxes, test out the product, and let Creative Memories know what we think. And so we definitely want to reach out to you guys and find out what you think too. We want to know if this is a product that you would be interested in purchasing. And let me just talk a little bit about the thought behind this product and how they're going to put it out in the line. So when I bought this whole bundle. So I got the die cutting machine, I got the dual tip tool for getting the die cuts off the plates, and for maybe punching out little pieces that didn't cut out. You have to punch through them. Like this little guy has little circles in the center of each of these shutters. So you may need this little pointy tool to punch through them. I got a small set. You get a small set of dies. You get this 12 by 3 die. You get 3 12 by 3 plates, and you get 3 12 by 6 plates. So this all came in our advisor vote box, okay? And just FYI, I am able to purchase more of these, and I have purchased more of these. So if you are interested in this bundle, please let me know, because I've ordered several of them, and I've already sold about half of them. So you have to let me know as soon as possible if you're interested. This bundle is $165, and you get everything that you see here. 6 plates. Oh, I forgot. I'm missing one. Here, embossing folders. Sorry, they're hiding. 6 plates. 2 embossing folders. I always forget these guys. 1 die, 12-inch die cut, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 small die cuts, and this little tool. and the machine. So you get all of this for $165. So please let me know if you're interested in one of these bundles. I will put one aside for you. Okay. So what we will receive, the advisors who purchase this, we're going to get a survey from Creative Memories asking us our opinion about this tool, if we think we should add it to the product line, and how it should be marketed, and all of those things, any ideas that we have about this tool, and we can provide that feedback to Creative Memories. So I want to hear from you on if you're interested in this tool, if you would purchase a die cutting machine or die cuts or embossing folders or plates from Creative Memories. Now, I can't remember exactly which pieces are going to be sold separately, except I do remember that the machine will be sold separately and the die cuts will be sold separately. That way, those of you who already have a machine, have a die cutting machine, can just purchase die cuts or just purchase embossing folders or replenish your supply of plates. So I think there'll be a couple things that you have to buy together, but you'll have all of these available to you to use with your current die cutting machine. So that's really awesome. Okay, so those are the options. So that's what I need to know. I need to know if you're interested in buying this bundle, and I will put one aside for you. But then I also need to know, more importantly, are you interested in any of these items being added to our product line? And let me know which ones, and let me know your thoughts, because I want to provide all that feedback to Creative Memories when I fill out my survey. All right. Thank you so much. I love that Creative Memories includes us in what is going in the product line, because we are the ones that are scrapbooking. We're the ones that are using the tools. And so it's so important to get our opinions. Okay. So let's talk about this little guy. First of all, look how cute he is. The first thing a couple advisors said when they first saw this was, we just need to cut out a little smiley face for him, because it looks like two little eyes right here. It looks like a little guy, and here's his little feet. So it does have some suction cups on here, but from what I understand, they're not going to work too well on the mat. They're not going to suction down on your cutting mat. Although it's working pretty well for me. It seems to be. But just because of the type of material that the cutting mat is, it doesn't suction down to the cutting mat very well. Okay, so yeah, definitely this is the mat that is available for your inks. So it's definitely sticking to that. So it's nice and snug on the mat. Okay, and then you can fold out these little trays. They fold all the way down, and that's what the two little knobs are for on each side. These two little blue knobs, those are the little feet underneath your tray to keep that steady. Now, from what I understand, I haven't done a lot of research on it, but from what I understand, there aren't any other small die cutting machines like this that have these fold out trays. And this is what helps to have the nice 12-inch size, because that's going to support that as it's going through the machine. So that's what's important about these trays, is that allows us to have this 12-inch long size, which is what we want, right? We want to make borders with this little guy. So it's great having these plates that fold out. So we've got the nice suction cups on the bottom. We've got the two plates that fold out on each side, and or platforms, I should say. And we've got this great handle that we're going to turn it with. So let's make one. I'm excited. The first thing I want to make is I want to emboss. I haven't done this in so long because my big machine sits over on the shelf. It doesn't get used because it's a big machine. It takes up too much space on my table, and then I just don't ever use it. So I'm excited to use this system. All right, I'm going to start with the shutters. So that's what this first embossing folder is our Creative Memories shutter flower. Okay, So we're going to get our piece of paper, and I've got this light blue that I want to use. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 inches. Remember, this plate is 3 inches wide. Okay. So I'm going to trim this down to 3 inches. All right. And I'm going to slip that inside the plate or the folder like so. Nice and snug. Looks good. Everything's in there. All right. Man, I haven't done this in a long time. All right. So you get a universal top plate. So that goes on top. I got to take all my stickers off, just the things that protect them. Those are trash. You can throw those away. So you're going to put your top plate on the top of your folder. And then you're going to grab this is the cutting base plate. So that goes with your dies. This one is the embossing, and these are all labeled. I love that. This is your embossing base plate. So the base means it's at the bottom. It's at the base of your sandwich that you're making. Just need to take these off. Okay, so now we have our sandwich. We have our universal top plate. So that means you use this one whether you're embossing or whether you're cutting. So this is the top plate. Then we have our embossing folder that has our paper in it. And then the bottom plate is the embossing base plate. Okay. So we've made our sandwich, and now we're going to feed it through our embossing machine. And from what Noreen said, she's got a great video out there. Kind of put it on an angle to get it started. Oh yeah, here we go. And it's going to crack. That's just the plates. They're not actually cracking. That's just them going through the machine. It's a normal sound. All right, here. I'm going to hold on to this now. So there's a little bit of cracking. I don't know if you can hear the cracking. Kind of like popcorn. That's normal. Okay, I'm so excited. All right, so now let's take this apart. That was really easy. It was not hard to crank that. And look how cute this is. I just know our designers are going to come out with some really cute patterns for us. Look at that. Look how well that embossed. That is so cute. Hey, card makers, this is going to be so awesome for making cards. And scrapbookers, this is going to be so great for making borders. All right, let's do another one. All right, so now I want to cut the 12-inch shutter flower. And like I said, I have not played with any of this, so we are experiencing all of this together. So there are some little glue dots that hold your die cuts on the cardboard. So you just have to make sure you are careful pulling them off, and then get that glue. I have a little bit of glue here. Get all that glue off of there. Okay. Perfect. So, and then we can just get rid of that. I'm not keeping the cardboard. All right, so now let's make our sandwich again. Okay, so this one I'm going to make in this dark blue. And I'm going to cut it down to 3 inches again. It probably doesn't have to be 3 inches, right? It could be smaller because my die cut isn't 3 inches, but I do remember Noreen saying that sometimes the die cuts will move a bit while you're putting them through the machine. And so you do want to, I think we're going to just start with a 3-inch piece of paper, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I have my cutting base plate. This is the cutting base. I feel like this one's a little thicker than the embossing. It is. See how much thicker that one is than the embossing base plate? So the cutting base plate has to be a little thicker. All right, and then we're going to put our die on there, and we have to turn it upside down, right? And then we're going to get our universal top plate. There's our embossing. This is the universal top plate, and put that on top. Okay, let me line this up. My paper is actually probably needs to be a little longer. I didn't verify that it was 12 inches. So it's probably going to chop off a little bit of that, but that's okay. All right. My guy is still stuck over here. And this is a thicker sandwich. So let's see. This may be the one she suggested you kind of put at an angle to feed through to get it started. I don't know. Mine are, let's see. Okay. I'm nervous. All right. Here we go. There may be some cracking. I don't hear cracking. I didn't hear any cracking. And my plate stayed right where I put it. And there we go. There's that beautiful shutter. Oh, it's really pretty. It's very intricate. This reminds me of our laser cut borders. You know how intricate and beautiful they are? That's what this looks like. Let me lay it on our embossed shutter. How fun is that? So very cute. All right, let's do the same thing with the cameras. I mean, you can see that I have paper left over on each side, so maybe you could do 2 inches and not 3. You know, as you play with the machine, you'll get a little used to it, and then we can, you know, figure out exactly, you know, how much play we have with the size of the paper. Okay, I'm just trimming off the excess of this paper because I can use that, and then just I'm throwing this away. Although you could use this, you could use what it cut out of. What is that? The positive and the negative space. You could use this for a border. Let me lay it on my blue paper. That looks cute too. There you go. You've got 2 ways to use the pieces after you cut them out. The positive and the negative space. So I do notice that you can see now on my plate, the cut we just made, it does go into your plate. And then this, all my little dots came out of my, well, not all of them. I see one here. So that's what this tool is for. Any little pieces that you need to punch out. There's another one. You can do that with this tool. There's one more there. And then I see a bunch of them stuck on here. And I think there is, Noreen had said that they are talking about coming out with a little brush that you can use to get all of the pieces off of the plates. I'm just going to brush it off with my hand this time. But you can see it did leave an indent. Can't see that. Hold on my plate. I need a piece of dark paper here. There we go. So you can see what I just cut out. And that's supposed to happen. That's okay. All right. Hey, I have this piece of paper right here. I'm going to use this one. And we're going to cut out the... actually, I think I'm going to cut out the letters. Let's use one of the small plates. Okay. So we have our base is this blue. And we have this, we have a light blue, and then we have this dark, a little darker. And then let's get these out of the way. let's cut a little saying to go with it. Let's cut out happy. Let's cut out the camera. And let's cut out smile. And then there's a little shutter flower here. And it's a little bigger. So let's cut out one of those. And this one is a little bigger. There we go. All right. Now you can get some magnets to store your dies on. Get magnet cards at Stamp & Storage. I am an affiliate. I can't remember if I have that QR code here available. Let me check. I do. Stamp & Storage right here. So if you hover your camera over this QR code, that's my Stamp & Storage affiliate, and they sell the magnet cards. And sometimes during their sales, like they just had a Labor Day sale, they had a promo where you could get free magnet cards with a purchase. I don't remember what the dollar amount was. So watch for those specials because you can get some free magnet cards. But basically it's a card, like a 5x7 card, that's a big magnet. And then you can just lay your dies on those to transport them around and to store them in your scrapping room. I do have some, but they are buried down on my bottom shelf. So I'll have to show you those in a little bit. Okay. So let me grab, I don't need the embossing base plate, but hey, they've got a 3x6 embossing base plate. So that means they're going to come out with 3x6 embossing folders. You know, this is a 12 by, the two that you get in this bundle are 12x3s, but that means they'll come out with this size embossing folders too. So that's great. Another size you can emboss with. All right, so I need the cutting base plate. I just need to take off this protective. This one's on here really good. Just need to take this off of here. It just protects the plate when it's being transported to your home. Protects it from getting scratched, I guess. Okay. So there we go. That's the cutting base plate and then the universal top plate. So see how easy this is? Nothing complicated. Very easy. Okay, let me cut this one down to 6 inches. I'm getting my piece of paper ready here so we can 3x6. And hey, you can load it up, right? We've got these small ones. You can load it up with as many as you want to use up all of this paper. So here's my cutting base plate right there. Okay. Then my paper, and then my dies go on top of that. So I want this camera. I want these 2 shutter flowers. Maybe we'll lay them like this. 2 shutter flowers, and then I want smile. But since I'm cutting, well, I think that's all I want from these. I think that's all that will go with the border that we're making. Okay, so these are shifting around a little bit. Let me get this back on here. Just trying to conserve the paper. All right, let's see how this goes. So I've got my sandwich. All right, and we're going to feed this through here. I'm really not having any problem. I just push it straight in there and it gets started. This one's a little thicker, a little harder to turn. There we go. Ooh, this is working my muscles. There we go. Woo! A little thicker. There we go. So we've got a bigger shutter. We've got a smaller shutter flower. And we've got our cute little camera. And see, now we can use our little tool here to punch these pieces out. A bunch of little pieces here. So one of the reasons that Creative Memories is thinking about putting this die cutting machine in their product line is they want to give another option for a tool that makes borders. And, they want you to have something that maybe offers a few more options than the border punches, and is easy to transport to your crops. So one of the options with this die cutting machine is the cutting area that we have for the 12x3 die cuts is 3 inches wide, which means that they have the option when they're designing a die cut to have different widths with one die cut. And let me show you what I mean. Just trying to get this little piece off here. There we go. There's my camera. And then last, let's get our smile out of here. So intricate, and trying to be real gentle because there are some thinner places. I don't want to rip it. There we go. I just need to punch that top of that L out, and there's our smile. Okay. So there we go. We have all of the pieces for our border. So what I was talking about is, so this is the border that we used to punch out or to cut out this shutter flower border. But there's an opportunity for our wonderful designers who are top-notch, awesome designers, so that maybe a die cut could be 2 inches wide at this end and then get more narrow here and then get wider down here. That's not something they can do with our border punches. Our border punches stay the same width all the way down the border. But with the die cuts, they will have more opportunity to create different widths from end to end of one die cut. So I liked that. I liked that thought of, getting really fancy at one end and having, a wider part of the border of the die cut, and then having it go more narrow. That's a fun look for a border. All right. So another great option with this die cutting machine and using dies. And you guys have probably been using them for a while. Like I said, I haven't used dies in a very long time because my machine just sits over there. The poor machine sits over there lonely, waiting for me to use it. And I just never think to go get it and use it. But if I have a little guy that can sit right here next to me, I'm going to use it more. All right, so let's get some repositionable on the back of this shutter flower border. You know how we're creating clusters, and I'm imagining if they can create dies that are wider on one end, that is going to look really cool, like a cluster. Having a big, design at one end. Okay, so we've got 3 inches. So we're going to go right here in the middle, just using my cutting mat measurements to center. There we go. Oh, I'm really happy with the way this looks. So pretty. All right, and then we can get some foam squares, right? Let's do some foam squares. This has the center open. But what I'll do is I will just trim this foam square into small pieces, and hopefully they'll fit on the petals of the shutter flower. I think that will work. Little tiny pieces. There we go. Oh, one more. I'm actually going to do 2. I just don't want that petal to droop. There we go. And I think I put this one too far out because I can see it. There we go. How fun. Yes, yes. Okay, and then we have smile. Wherever we want to put smile with our camera and another little flower. So let's put these 2 guys together, maybe down here. Oh. And smile. Oh, maybe we'll put the shutter right there in the center of the camera. Something like that. Maybe they need to be all together. Okay, I do like those together. So let's carefully peel off these backing without peeling it off the flower. Ooh, ooh. Stuck to me. Okay, one more. There we go. So we can put this little guy here. Maybe do one in red or another color. That would be pretty to bring some other colors into this. We've got pretty blues. Maybe do a third flower in a orange or red. And just need to be real gentle with this smile because it is real delicate. It's thin, but it is so pretty, and just like our laser cut borders. We can make our own laser cut borders now with this die cutting machine. And I have a little bit of flexibility there, so I could bring it down instead of laying it on here. It gave me a little bit of flexibility because it is narrow in there. Okay, not sure where I'm going to put the camera yet. I almost just like it like this, and maybe I'll use the camera on another border. I like how these 3 pieces look with the shutter. Well, there we go. How fun. How fun this is to use this little machine and dies, these little guys, and have all of your pieces that you need in one bundle, and easy to transport. It's nice and light. Another thing that they are going to be coming out with is some more organizational pods, and one of them, or 2 of them actually, this little guy will fit in. So they are coming out with a pod that you can transport this guy to your crops. So lots of great ideas around this little die cutting machine. And I had lots of fun playing with this tonight, and I can see having fun making these beautiful borders with whatever dies they come out with. I mean, how much fun is it to grab a few of these dies, put them in your bag for your weekend, and have fun with them. Have fun making some beautiful borders. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. This was so much fun. I really had a great time with you, and I hope that you'll let me know in the comments what you think about this die cutting machine, and if you would be interested in purchasing a machine, a die cuts, or any of the tools and accessories that they are coming out with for die cuts. I hope you guys have a great week and weekend. I know I'm going to have a blast with all of you that are coming to my weekend crop. I'm looking forward to seeing you all and celebrating Kathy and Mike as they head off into retirement. So join me. Now, next week, I am not going to be going live. I am going to be in Toronto for some training for work. But I will see you all the following week. So take care and happy scrapping.